time to talk about what everybody doesn't want to hear. Most unpopular draft decision that will likely happen. First round.
Oh,
What do you
defensive
think?
end.
Defensive end? I was
No
thinking the
doubt.
same thing. Either that
Oh, no
or
doubt.
interior O-line. It's just going to be
You know,
a
I'd even
cliche.
if they actually take an offensive line in the first round pick, I wouldn't be mad at it. It's their biggest weakness. I wouldn't be super mad. They got to trade down though.
My personal biggest needs probably interior O-line with defensive back second. You know, I think we can skate by with who we have at quarterback now, but we can't skate by with the O-line we have now. And
I don't
especially
think so.
If Trent Williams leaves, then it's like we're in full rebuild mode on the O-line now. You know, like
that's true. I don't think people realize that it's not a certainty that he's coming back. The Niners are going to have to pony up maybe more than they expected.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
I think so.
I don't know if they thought they were going to get him for like 19 or 20 million, but as soon as David Bakhtiari signed, this guy's value
set the
through
bar.
the roof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. His market is just through the roof right now. So,
but as the previous caller, Cy, just said, like the Niners aren't really in a position to just shove Jimmy Garoppolo out the door. They could lose the locker room the way Doug Peterson lost at Week 17 by losing on purpose. So maybe they do go offensive line, defensive line in round one again this year. Although it seems to me that even if you do bring Jimmy Garoppolo back, potentially taking a quarterback in round one doesn't preclude you from doing that. You know, I mean, It seems to me that as long as there's this rookie wage scale, which is not capitalism, but it's great. I mean, it's great for the owners. As long as you can get the most important position in sports under market value, you should be doing that. You should be drafting those quarterbacks.
Right.
So do it.
A quarterback that does more for less money rather than our quarterback who does less for more money. You know?
I mean, if the A's ran a team in the NFL, it's what they would do. They wouldn't have a quarterback like Jimmy Garoppolo. Why would you do that?
When you can get the value goes through the roof, the A's just trade them away, you know?
See, here's what it's one of the things I want to talk about today. I feel like this is the future of the league. Like, look at Cleveland. They have a good, not great quarterback who's on his rookie deal. What do they do when his deal is up? Would you give him $35 million a year?
No, I'd say Baker's maybe in the 20 million range, maybe.
But he's not going to take that. You know, he's going to take what he can get, and he's going to get what Jared Goff got and stuff like that. Way too much money.
Yeah.
And so what do you do if you're Cleveland? Do you just let him go? You can't, because you don't have anyone else. So to me, Cleveland should be thinking quarterback in the first round this year, or at least quarterback at some point, because that way you can at least trade Baker or trade that guy at the end of the year. You can trade one or the other. And I think, to me, teams should be drafting a quarterback in round one every few years. And the fact that the Niners haven't done it since 2005 is amazing. Freaking amazing.
What did Bill Walsh say? He said he drafts quarterback every year, right?
Yeah. And what I say is, now that there's this rookie wage scale that didn't exist in Walsh's day, you should draft a quarterback in the first round every 4 years.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't be giving these Mondo contracts to mediocre quarterbacks. Jimmy Garoppolo should never. The Jimmy Garoppolos of the world shouldn't be getting $135 million contracts. It's ridiculous. Just draft the next guy. It's not that hard.
Yeah, get him on a cheap rookie contract.
Until you find a great quarterback. When you find Patrick Mahomes, then lock him up. But Jimmy isn't that.
Well, I mean, look at all the quarterbacks around the league today. Like, since they have gotten big contracts, Russell Wilson, Seahawks have never gone back to the Super Bowl since he signed his second contract. Aaron Rodgers.
He's great. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Rodgers too.
Yep. Okay, so since we were talking about O-line, is cutting Richburg and taking the 8.4 dead cap hit, is that an option for the Niners and drafting another center?
Yeah. I mean, I don't see an $8.4 million dead cap hit is tough for Richburg.
It is tough.
What's tougher,
is paying him that money
and not getting anything from him.
Yeah.
So at least you save some money and you move on. That's what I would do. But again, the Niners, when do they admit mistakes? When do they cut bait? That's what the Patriots do. That's what the Niners did in the 80s. This Niners team is like, oh, well, we invested in Weston Richburg. We want that deal to work out. We're going to.
Like with Jerick McKinnon?
Yeah. I mean, the only time they really cut bait was with Quan Alexander when they had Dre Greenlaw behind him. It's like, well, okay, it's not that Quan sucks. It's just that Dre Greenlaw is so great. Like, it's not that we lost the Quan signing was bad. It's just we have this luxury here. Like,
And
This
Dre
would
doesn't
be
get hurt.
admitting, yeah, this would be them admitting that they did something wrong. And they don't do that. They don't do that.
Right. Oh, especially Shanahan, it's his.
He doesn't do that. But
Can't be
to be
wrong.
fair to
Can't be
Shanahan,
wrong.
he's never done anything wrong and he's always right. So just to be fair to Kyle.
Still hoping McGlinchey pulls,
Matt says
all-pro
cut
season
bait
out.
with Malcolm Smith. Yeah, they did. They did cut bait with Malcolm Smith. All right,
Oh,
sorry.
yeah,
It's
they
not
did.
that black and white, Maverick. You're right.
Do you think drafting a corner or an interior O lineman is a bigger need? We have no corner signed right now.
It's a great question. Here's the way I look at it. They're equal needs, but the way you go about getting the positions is different because corner is a premium position and interior offensive line isn't. So you figure you could, if you didn't need a quarterback, you could take corner in round 1 and get a damn good interior offensive lineman in round 2. Because how many teams are taking interior offensive lineman in round 1? That's the way you would go about it.
Yeah.
If you also need a quarterback, though, now you got to trade down and create more picks.
Yeah, I like Mike Pouncey was a first-round pick quite a few years back, and that turned out pretty well.
But it was kind of shocking. And then when the Cowboys took Travis Frederick, the center was like, "Oh wow, center at 18, wow." That's what happens. But it's like elite of the elite.
It's a conservative pick, but it can turn out to
I'm not against it.
You get a good one, you hang on to him.
Yeah, to me, any NFC West team should consider taking a guard in round 1 because all NFC West teams have to face the Rams twice a year. And that guard is getting singled up against Aaron Donald in the most important passes in the game. If you're down 4 late in the game and you're trying to lead a drive, a hurry up drive, well, your guard is going to have to block freaking Donald. He better be good.